From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, June the 25th, 2018. Prince William arrived in Israel today, the first member of the British royal family to make an official visit to the Jewish state since its founding in 1948. The prince began his 5-day trip to the region in Jordan yesterday. He landed at Ben Gurion Airport this evening with a small entourage, welcomed by Israel's tourism minister Yariv Levin and Knesset member Amir Ohana. Tomorrow, the prince will visit Yad Vashem, Israel's Holocaust memorial, and then meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, followed by a sit-down with Israel's President Reuven Rivlin. His itinerary tomorrow also includes attending a soccer match in Jaffa between Jewish and Arab Israeli children organized by the Paris Center for Peace and Innovation. On Wednesday, Prince William will meet with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah. On Thursday, he will go to the Mount of Olives to visit the grave of his great-grandmother, Princess Alice of Battenberg, and tour Jerusalem's Old City before flying back to the UK. A number of incidents to report to you about this weekend on Israel's borders. Yesterday, the IDF said that an unmanned aerial vehicle, or UAV, was spotted approaching Israel's border with Syria. A missile was launched by the IDF at the UAV, which was not hit but retreated. Also, Israeli aircraft targeted a vehicle used by a group of Palestinians who were trying to launch arson and explosive balloons at Israel from Gaza. It was unclear if there were injuries there. And the IDF was searching for suspects involved in a shooting at an Israeli vehicle near Kibbutz Migdal Oz, near Bethlehem in the West Bank. No injuries or damage was reported there. Yesterday, the IDF said there was an attempted car ramming also near Bethlehem. A Palestinian driver tried to run over IDF troops during a security patrol in the village of Hussan. 3 soldiers were lightly injured and were given medical treatment at the scene and then taken to the hospital for further treatment. The IDF was searching the area for the suspect. Prime Minister Netanyahu told his weekly cabinet meeting yesterday that he had further meetings over the weekend with the U.S. peace team. Netanyahu said he sat down with White House Special Advisor Jared Kushner and Special Representative for International Negotiations Jason Greenblatt to discuss the diplomatic process and regional issues with special focus on the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Isaac Herzog, who was just named as the new chairman of the Jewish Agency, recommended today that Knesset member Tzipi Livni replace him as the Israeli government's opposition leader. Herzog told Israel Radio that Livni, who is a former foreign minister and in the number 2 position of the Zionist Union Party, should take over when he leaves the Knesset on August the 1st to replace Jewish Agency Chair Natan Sharansky. Livni said it was essential she be next to lead the opposition in order to maintain the partnership created between her party, Hatnu'ah, and Herzog's Labor Party back in 2015. Rachel Azaria is to become the first woman to run for mayor of Jerusalem. Azaria, who is a Knesset member of the Kulanu Party and a former Jerusalem City Councilwoman, announced her candidacy yesterday. Back in March, current Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat said that he would not seek a 3rd term this year, instead setting his sights on the Knesset. Azaria said Jerusalem needs a candidate who can unite its various sectors of Arabs and Jews, including the ultra-Orthodox, religious, and secular Jews, and that she was the person to do so. The mayoral elections will take place on October the 30th. The Presbyterian Church USA passed several resolutions against Israel this weekend, including one that supports the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign, which seeks to delegitimize the State of Israel, and a resolution that refers to Israel as an apartheid state. The church adopted the measures at its biennial General Assembly in St. Louis this weekend, altogether considering 11 resolutions on Israel. The American Jewish Committee's Director of Interreligious and Intergroup Relations, Rabbi Noam Marans, said the church remains obsessively critical of Israel in its national utterances. Marans, however, did also note that there were those Presbyterians who stood up for Israel at the gathering. Marans said these friends are far more representative of the current state of Presbyterian Jewish relations than the biennial demonization of Israel at GAs. Well, the Israeli consulate in New York City was a proud participant yesterday in the New York City LGBT Pride March. Israeli Consul General Dani Dayan and a delegation from the consulate had their own truck in the annual parade. Dayan said he was proud to be one of the few countries representing, and that while Israel is an LGBT-friendly country and fights for gay rights and equal rights for all, there was still work to do. Dayan said, "We didn't come here to pretend everything's perfect. We're marching due to awareness that there's a long way ahead of us, and we're striving to do better." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Monday, June the 25th at 7 o'clock, it's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, Elizabeth Collier of Dominican University and Rabbi Rachel Grant Meyer of Hyas discuss the tension between U.S. border control and compassion for refugees seeking a haven in the U.S. in a program of the American Jewish Committee and Iona College in New Rochelle. At 9 o'clock, Mark Golub sits down with author Tuvia Tenenbaum, who talks about his personal encounters with Syrian refugees on L'chaim. And at 10 o'clock, Professor Jeremy Dauber looks at the films of Mel Brooks at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's the debate program Frenemies. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, June the 25th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.